Listen up, lunatics, I got a story to tell about a project that's hyper deflationary. It's hard to quail, dedicated to burning the supply of Lunar classic. Rewarding all the new classic lunatics, range of ancestors. We got something here, lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. A contract burns Lunar classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a Lunatics swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through, our team is working hard. Development never stops, stack swapping wallet are in the works. We'll be on top, landing and borrowing chronicles. Rep the banking system, we got big plans for lunatics. We know just what to do, lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. A contract burns Lunar classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a Lunatics swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through, from the beginning, our goal was to bring a project to life. Burning Lunar classic, rewarding all this. That's right, what you do with your rewards, it's up to you to choose. Keep it, sell it, or stake it, it's all yours to use. Lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. A contract burns Lunar classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a Lunatics swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through, lunatics, we're the future of the greater space. Join us on our journey, let's rock this place. A website's on the way, we keep you in the loop. Lunatics, we're here to make some noise. Listen up, lunatics, I got a story to tell about a project that's hyper deflationary. It's hard to quail, dedicated to burning the supply of Lunar classic. Rewarding all this new classic lunatics, range of ancestors. We got something here, lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. A contract burns Lunar classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a Lunatics swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through, our team is working hard. Development never stops, stack swapping wallet are in the works. We'll be on top, landing and borrowing chronicles. Rep the banking system, we got big plans for lunatics. We know just what to do, lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. A contract burns Lunar classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a Lunatics swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through, from the beginning, our goal was to bring a project to life. Burning Lunar classic, rewarding all this. That's right, what you do with your rewards, it's up to you to choose. Keep it, sell it, or stake it, it's all yours to use. Lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. A contract burns Lunar classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a Lunatics swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through, lunatics, we're the future of the greater space. Join us on our journey, let's rock this place. A website's on the way, we keep you in the loop. Lunatics, we're here to make some noise. Listen up, lunatics, I got a story to tell about a project that's hyper deflationary. It's hard to quail, dedicated to burning the supply of Lunar classic. Rewarding all this new classic lunatics, range of ancestors. We got something here, lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. A contract burns Lunar classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a Lunatics swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through, our team is working hard. Development never stops, stack swapping wallet are in the works. We'll be on top, landing and borrowing chronicles. Rep the banking system, we got big plans for lunatics. We know just what to do, lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. A contract burns Lunar classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a Lunatics swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through, from the beginning, our goal was to bring a project to life. Burning Lunar classic, rewarding all this. That's right, what you do with your rewards, it's up to you to choose. Keep it, sell it, or stake it, it's all yours to use. Lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. A contract burns Lunar classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a Lunatics swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through, lunatics, we're the future of the greater space. Join us on our journey, let's rock this place. A website's on the way, we keep you in the loop. Lunatics, we're here to make some noise. Listen up, lunatics, I got a story to tell about a project that's hyper deflationary. It's hard to quail, dedicated to burning the supply of Lunar classic. Rewarding all this new classic lunatics, range of ancestors. We got something here, lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. A contract burns Lunar classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a Lunatics swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through, our team is working hard. Development never stops, stack swapping wallet are in the works. We'll be on top, landing and borrowing chronicles. Rep the banking system, we got big plans for lunatics. We know just what to do, lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. A contract burns Lunar classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a Lunatics swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through, from the beginning, our goal was to bring a project to life. Burning Lunar classic, rewarding all this. That's right, what you do with your rewards, it's up to you to choose. Keep it, sell it, or stake it, It's all used to use lunatics. We're unique and it's your breed. A contract runs Lunar Classic. There's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet. Our own next. A lonely swap to group. Stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through lunatics. We're the future of the crypto space. Join us on our journey. Let's rock this place. A website's on the way.
Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. We'll just hang on for a few moments to let some other folk jump on, as we're only 4 people at the moment. But thanks for joining. It's good to have you all here. So how is everyone? Any thoughts on the price predictions for Bitcoin in 2024? The last I read, the analysts are suggesting that it's going to reach 100,000.
Yes, but at the moment I'm only interested in Lunatics. ETH, when will that be?
The launch date, you mean?
Yes.
Yep, the testing is continuing. It's underway, and it won't be long now.
Now, what do you mean not long? That's already now over 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's, we, as I said before, this is something that we want to ensure is absolutely spot on, that there are no mistakes, that there doesn't need to be a relaunch number 4. So that's why we're being very, very cautious this time to ensure that everything is absolutely correct.
Yes, I understand, but you have any idea a day or something?
At the moment, no. I mean, I think early next week is the best information I can give.
Like
Also, late
Monday?
weekend, early next week.
Monday or so?
Yeah, early next week.
Okay, now let me ask you, what is the big utility that's coming in Lunatics Token that people will be excited for?
I mean, there are many utilities already. There's the metaverse. There are the NFTs. There's of course, the BSC side, which is doing incredibly well. I think we have a market cap at the moment over $1.7 million. So there is plenty of utility, and there will be, once discussions take place, further utility added to the token. So this isn't just a non-stop token. This is something which will be continuously added to, and more utilities will be introduced.
Okay, now let me ask you. Last week I asked you about the 3%. Is that on only buy and sell or all transactions?
That's on buy and sell. Yeah.
Only buy and sell.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Which is pretty good. 3% is
Yeah,
incredibly low.
It would be better if it would be each transaction.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so you say by the early next week it should already be okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I say it's important now that everything is perfectly in place. We don't want to take the risk of, launching again and then we find something else which is not quite right and we need to postpone, we need to stop, we need to drain the liquidity and then start again. So this time there will be no mistakes. This time it will be perfect and good to go.
Okay, so I guess I'll have to wait till next week.
Yeah, it's not long, David. It's not long. So hang on. I mean, we're all hanging on. I mean, I know it's frustrating, but yeah, it'll be worth the wait.
Hopefully it's not going to be a teleport 2.0.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a good
Thanks,
weekend.
Luke. Yeah, you too. Thanks. Take care. Hey, Trev. Good to see you.
What's happening, brother? I'm driving, so I don't know how loud it is.
Yeah, it's incredibly loud. No, it's fine. It's
Okay.
as if you're sitting in a. No, there's no background noise at all apart from the engine and the traffic.
I just put my window. Yeah. I just put my window up, but we went from here in New England. We went from. I know you guys aren't Celsius or whatever, but we went from like 40-degree weather, maybe up to 50-degree weather, to boom, it's like 80 something today. It's ridiculous, but so I'm just driving around with my windows down. Beautiful, beautiful day. I just got here, so I'm not gonna ask you to start over because you wouldn't anyway. But did I miss something important?
No. You missed nothing. You missed nothing. We were just David was asking about the launch date of on the Ethereum side, and I'm not able to give an exact date, an exact time, but yeah, I'm hopeful of early next week because the testing is going on, and as I said to David, it's important that this time everything is in place, everything is completely correct before launching because we don't want to have a rerun of the 1 and 2. So this time it's important that everything is completely correct, and that's why it's taking a bit longer this time.
Yeah,
just to make sure it's all good.
Somebody tweeted to me this morning asking me about that very thing, and I mean, really, what I wanted to answer them was, go to the TG and actually talk to the guys who were doing it. What the hell are you asking me for? But anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the best way. I mean, the best way is to jump into the TG, and most questions which are asked in there are answered, pretty quickly. So, if anyone wants information regarding Lunatics, it's best to jump in there and ask questions.
Yeah,
but I mean, they know that you're a key point, a key part of the program.
No.
So I guess that's why they come to you.
I don't want to be. Yes. I don't want to be affiliated with you guys at all.
Cheers,
not
mate.
At all.
Okay, so Paul Holder, can you block Trev, please?
Yep. As soon as I get my 1.9 billion coins that I put to the deployer wallet, as soon as I get those back in my wallet, you can block me all you want.
Yeah, Trev, that's never gonna happen.
No, I mean basically what I told the gentleman is exactly what you just said. After what happened the first time and then the second time is, we don't want a third time. I mean, that would really look ugly. So
Yeah,
I hope that everybody really appreciates and can be patient and understand that this time it's gonna be third time's the charm. Yeah,
yeah, no,
whether it's next
exactly.
week or whatever, once it happens, it's gonna pop off, and then we get the wallet coming and so many other things that I'm aware of. I'm not sure what everybody
Yeah,
else is
yeah.
aware of.
No, the
So
wallet is coming.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's a big thing. But as you
yeah.
say, I mean, it is important because I think if we launched the third time and things went pear-shaped, then
Yeah.
that would effectively kill the project. So
Well,
we can't
don't
afford to do that.
don't say that. Don't say
Yeah, no, but
that.
it's not. It's not going to happen. That's the point. It's not going to happen because this
Oh, God.
time it will be perfected. This time it's going to be everything in place, and that's why it is taking this much longer because we need to make sure, as you said, Trev, that everything is perfect.
Well,
And,
everybody just heard it. Everybody just heard. Because listen, even when things are going absolutely perfect, sometimes something can go wrong. You just heard it from Duncan Gray himself
yeah.
that
Cheers,
it
Trev.
is absolutely perfect. Nothing's going to go wrong. If anything goes wrong, you may as well jump out because that's it for the project. He himself will refund everybody all of
Yeah,
their
of
money. You
course.
heard it here.
Personally. But that's why nothing will this time go wrong. Everything is going to be completely in place, and this is the reason for the delay in relaunching. It's
I
going to be
trust you, Duncan.
perfect.
I trust your
Cheers, Trev.
financial advice.
Yeah,
All right,
wait.
brother.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Thanks, Trev. Guys, do any of you have any questions or anything you'd like to ask? It doesn't necessarily need to be related to Lunatics. It could be, anything, concerning, the current crypto market. I mean, we seem to be in an early bull phase at the moment. Anyone have any feelings regarding that?
Yeah, let me ask you again something.
David, yeah, sure.
If you still don't have to send back the tokens, it's going to be airdropped to
Yeah, no,
the.
you don't need to send anything. No, it is as it is. I mean, after the first launch, you needed to send your tokens to the deployer wallet, but this time that's not necessary. Just hang on to them, sit tight, and it will be updated. So it'll be fine. So you don't need to do anything.
When can you send out the new contract number?
Again, that will be hopefully early next week.
But the number can be before or it has to be together.
That I can't tell you, but you will be updated in the Telegram in the coming
Okay.
days.
Okay.
Thanks. Thanks. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to ask or comment on or whatever? Any kind of input?
Duncan, I actually had something that I wanted to chat with you about, but if you're taking off, take off because it's going to take me. I need about 5 minutes or so.
Trev, for you, I can give you at least 6 minutes, so that's fine.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, let me ask you on that wallet, I see it's almost 12 billion coins burned, right?
Yep.
So this will keep going on till when will it stop?
That's something I'd have to look at, David. I'm not sure. I'm off the top of my head. Something I have to look at.
From the ETC, you already banned some stuff too, or only from the BNB?
Sorry, one more time.
I see the last time it went to the debt wallet was around 23 days ago. So from the ETC side, you didn't burn nothing yet?
Again, from that side, no. But the other side, from the BNB side, I'd have to check. I mean, you say it's 23 days ago, but this is something I'd have to follow up on.
I see already
I'm not
23 days, but the question is, how many do you have to burn from the ETC side till now?
Well, that's something I'd have to look at. Again, I don't know this information off the top of my head. I'd have to look.
Okay.
Guys, do any of you have anything you'd like to ask? Any comments you'd like to make? Anything that's worrying you? Anything that's exciting you? Any thoughts on Ethereum and Bitcoin at the moment and their kind of bullish look?
Yeah, I can't wait to see the 3,500.
Yeah, I think that's going to come soon. I mean, the way it's going, it's looking
that was
pretty
the
positive.
that was the last support before crash.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So hopefully, it will surpass that now. And
yeah, and the top was 2030, and we break that already.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
It's looking positive. So fingers crossed. I mean, in crypto, that's all you can do is cross your fingers. I mean, it's so unpredictable, but
yeah, you don't know. Maybe some bad news coming again or something. You don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, that's why it is so unpredictable, because you don't know what people are thinking. They don't, they might buy at 1,000, wait for it to get to 2,000, and then just dump the lots, and they have a huge bag, which will affect the market entirely.
Maybe some war starts again. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll find out soon, but hopefully we'll reach the target, and then everyone will be happy.
Yeah, it will be great.
All right, Duncan, I'm ready if you are.
Yeah, I'm ready, Trev. Yeah, nothing technical.
Forget it then. When do you ever get anything? When do you ever get anything technical from me? I'm probably the only other person besides you that does not do technical around here.
Oh, thank God! Praise the Lord.
I know. Anyway, hey, have you did you read any of the articles about FTX and them recovering that money and their plans for kind of maybe revamping and opening back up next year?
Yeah, I browsed them. I didn't really read them in depth, but I'm sort of skeptical about this kind of thing. I mean, I think after what happened, it's I've got little faith. I mean, I think the whole community would have little faith after what happened. So it's difficult to tell. I mean, if something like that, which crashed the entire market, were to happen again, and expecting people to reinvest, to have faith again in something which pretty much killed everything.
Well,
it's a long shot.
I'm skeptical too, as I always am. But I read a couple of the articles, and there wasn't anything really in depth that was written, but a bunch of little articles that had various information here and there. So, new CEO, and again, I'm on the road, so I don't remember exactly what his name was. I would love to look into him a little bit more, see who the guy is, and see where he came from. Is this somebody obviously that we can trust, somebody with a track record or whatever? But it was reported that they recovered, I guess, 7.3 billion, which is a substantial enough number. But the part that really got me is that the CEO and the law firm that is representing them, is talking about how they're revamping everything, and in what they're talking about is in Q2 of 2024. They're talking about basically opening back up. So a year from now, right? Within another year. We know that a lot can happen in the next year. But just on the announcement that they were thinking about doing that, I hear what you're saying about people might want to shy away or whatever. Just on that announcement, the price shot up like over 100%. So
really? Okay.
Yes.
I missed that.
Yeah, shot up over 100%. So there are people who are going to be skeptical, but then there are always the opportunists as well. Just like with LUNC, right? When LUNC fell off the face of the earth, some smart people actually said, you know what? It's so cheap right now. I have nothing to lose by grabbing some. And if they work this out, if they push it or whatever, right? Like Matthew Perry talked about, he bought $40 worth and turned it into like 30 grand, right?
Matt did good.
He did pretty well. I should have listened to him when he said he was buying it, because instead of telling him
me
he was out of
too.
his freaking mind. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. I was talking to Lulian about it actually, and Lulian's the one who actually brought it up to me. And Lulian feels like if they actually get to the point where they're gonna open it back up again, it's a different perspective. His perspective is that it could actually bring some positive vibes back to the chain, and restore a little confidence in some people that lost it. I don't know. None of us have a crystal ball. But if that happens, Lulian feels like that could actually start off even more of a bull run. That's his.
It's possible if it's under a revised leadership. If the new, I don't know, CEO or whatever he's called or she's called is authentic, then there is a chance. But what was the name of the guy? I can't remember. I remember him with his initials, MFB or FBA or MI5 or something.
Oh, who are you talking about? The original guy?
Yeah, the original. What was he?
SPF, Civic and Free.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, SPF. Yeah, which sounds like a Swiss railway, but yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
but there is a chance. Go on, Trev. Sorry.
I was going to say what I like about Lulian's perspective, and I don't want to adopt this perspective just because I like it, but what I hope that he's right is that, so if they're talking about revamping and opening back up basically in Q2 of 2024, we got to remember that the Bitcoin, and I don't even know this, and I don't know if you know this. Does the Bitcoin halving happen like the same date every 4 years or the same month?
Oh, I have no idea.
Me either. But I know the last time that they halved was in May of 2000, right? So if it's around the same time, that'll be Q1 of 2024. We know that historically, just anticipating the Bitcoin halving 3 months, maybe even 6 months out before it, sets off the anticipation and a little bit of a bull run, right? So we could have a bunch of things happening all at the same time that really, really set things off, right? So let's say that the Bitcoin thing happens, maybe the end of this year, we start getting hype about it and it starts building, right? Then let's say the halving happens actually in May, like it did 4 years ago, right? So now, once that happens, we're looking at, just off of that, we're looking at a good year or so of some good bull action, right?
Yeah.
And then that leads us into the end of 24 and the election cycle of the United States, right? Where I can imagine that this existing president will get another term. Because even Democrats who love him are like pulling their hair out. You know what I mean?
We're talking about
if we
Biden.
switch administrations, I'm talking about Biden, and I like Biden. I'm not saying anything bad about him. I like him, but I know that the economy isn't doing really what a lot of people expected, and a lot of people are very unhappy. Not only that, he's old as dirt. He's like you and me put together, right?
He's like you and me put together, plus a few other people. Yeah,
maybe, right? So I just don't see him getting another term. And so if the Republicans take over, and the Republicans are historically more cryptocurrency friendly, we could have a whole lot of things happening from the end of this year through to the beginning of 2025 that really set off a really, really strong bull run. So I'm feeling really good about that.
Yeah, no, I agree, Trev. I mean, from what I've read today in the crypto news, I mean, there are suggestions that Bitcoin will reach $100,000 in 2024. It doesn't specify at what point in 2024.
Can you imagine? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be, I mean, what did we have last year? We had 68,000, something like 67, 68,000. But to reach 100,000 in the next, I don't know, 12 months plus would be amazing. It would be, because as you know, I mean, Bitcoin kind of guides the market. It guides all cryptocurrencies. And so if that goes to 100,000, then everything else will explode. And it'll be crazy.
Some people are trying to show where there is, like, they're trying to show some bit of a divergence, like, because everybody says that everything kind of follows crypto. A rising tide raises all boats, or however that goes, right? But some people are trying to say, well, Bitcoin is starting to separate from the rest of the market, and what Bitcoin does, the rest of the market isn't necessarily going to do, given some time. But I don't see that. I don't see that at all. I think if Bitcoin goes crazy and goes to 70, 80, 90, 100,000, it's dragging everything with it. It's going to be party time, I think, for us. I really do.
But Trev, the important question is, when it does reach 100,000, will you sell the 2,000 Bitcoin you have, or will you still hold?
I can't give you that information. I'm an influencer of great stature, and
I know.
And everybody
and we all respect you.
Yeah, I wish I had one Bitcoin. I remember when Bitcoin all of a sudden started being big, right? And my son was telling me about it. I had no freaking idea about cryptocurrency or any of that shit, right? So my son was telling me about it, and because we had a bunch of old computers laying around and a bunch of old hard drives, and he's like, we need to pull them all out because you can find this Bitcoin. It might be sitting on your computer, blah, 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 blah. I threw all them damn computers out. I probably threw out my $1 million. You know what I mean?
Oh, don't say that. That's terrible. No, I'm sure you didn't. But but it's good to know that you're going to hold your 2,000 Bitcoin when it does reach 100,000.
I didn't say that. No offense to you, Duncan. I have all the love in the world for you, but if I was sitting on 2,000 Bitcoin right now, you wouldn't even know my name.
But you'd be living on your private island somewhere.
You better believe it.
But hopefully you'd let me visit.
Maybe you can bring your wife with you. We'll hang out. Sure.
Probably not. Yeah, fine. Okay.
Hey, one last thing. Are you paying attention to the proposals for the L1 task force, the two of them that were out actually, 11,462 and 11,463.
Yeah, I mean, I've read about them, but I don't know what's going on. There's so much information coming out. Can you clarify any of this? I mean,
I mean, I can give you like just a quick summation.
Yeah.
So we've got in 11,642 is the original L1 task force, obviously sans Tobias, right? But
Yeah.
Lump Burn Army, Vin, Frag, Einen Man, Superman or whatever. We're not sure exactly what's going on with him. But from what I understand, there's been contact made, and if we didn't get him back in Q3, we'd probably get him back in Q2. Probably get him back in Q3. I guess he had some personal things happen that he was taking care of. But anyway, so that spend proposal for Q2 was released and put on station, and it was doing okay. It was actually doing pretty good, but it was taking forever to get to quorum, right? So it was actually looking like it wasn't going to get to quorum. I mean, it was just kind of meandering along. At the same time, 11,643 came out, and what that was a proposal for a whole other L1 team, pushed by this Rabbi Jebediah, who some may be familiar with, Bilbo Baggins, who also is someone who is in Agora, and a few other people that really none of us have ever heard of, but apparently they are a team of software engineers. I have no doubt that these guys know what they're doing, that they're very intelligent, but there is some question amongst a lot of people as to way.
Okay.
So is that neither one of them. Go ahead.
No. So I mean, this is a question of voting now for which.
It's a question of voting, and so it is a question of voting. Neither one of them had reached quorum yet, and 643, which is the other team, they were way down. I mean, they just weren't even coming close to not only quorum, but they weren't even coming close to being a yes, right? Yesterday, that all flipped around, and it kind of shocked everybody. So a bunch of validators came in and voted hard for them. Some, I believe, even switched their vote from the original team over to them. So they took the lead. They were a yes, and the original team became a hard no. It was looking like they were down and out. And, I was talking to Lump Burn Army about, gee, that sucks for you guys. What are you going to do now? I mean, I was just ready to throw in the towel, right? All nodes came in and finally voted, and they voted for the original team, which dragged some other votes in for it too. And now things have flipped around again. The original team has now passed quorum. They are definitely a yes so far. I believe there is 2 days to go in the voting, so who knows what's going to happen today or tomorrow. But if it stays the way it is right now, they're at quorum. They are a yes. It is passing. The other team, I don't even remember if they're a yes or a no, but they're still not even. Keep an eye on it because it keeps ping-ponging back and forth, back and forth. I'm really not sure what's going to happen.
But is this something we need to be worried about?
I mean, that depends on your perspective, right? If you think that this other, if you're in the camp of this other team, and you think that the original team didn't do their job and they suck and blah 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 blah, then maybe you're not worried about it. Maybe you're happy if this other team comes in. If you're in the camp of, we don't know these other guys, we have no idea who they are, we don't know what they're going to do, what their intentions are, what their agenda is. We'd rather stay with who we have and keep a contiguous path, a pattern going. It depends. It depends on your perspective. If you're asking me personally, I think that changing teams is a very, very bad message to potential investors, to Binance, to a lot of different people. I think that we need to stay on one path And I think that those guys did a hell of a job, and I think they'll continue to do a hell of a
Oh,
job.
God,
But that's
yeah.
just
I
my
mean, those
opinion.
guys did an amazing job, and you know, it's not been an easy job. And I think it is
Right.
important to have this continuity. You know, you can't keep changing from one team to another because you know people again will lose faith. You know, it's a no-brainer. I mean, the current team, the original team have done an amazing job, and it's important that you know they're given the chance to continue with this, because if they're not, and someone else comes in who is unknown, it's gonna create problems.
It's going to take a while before we gain any confidence in any kind of new
Yeah.
team. And it's almost like starting from scratch again. Now, getting the WASM upgrade is of paramount importance. And I personally don't know if a software engineer and an L1 lead senior developer are the same thing. I don't think that they are. I think that a senior L1 blockchain developer is a very specialized skill, and there aren't many of them out there, right? So I think if you're coming in with other skills, no matter how skilled you are at them, it's not the same thing. So I don't know if another team would actually be able to get us to parity and implement the WASM upgrades seamlessly, because without those WASM upgrades, well, you know, Lunatics Token can't even come on chain if that's what
Yeah,
they decide to do,
exactly.
right? Uh, and we have no parity, so you know none of the other Cosmos chains will be able to come in and really work on Luna Classic. We're kind of lost without parity right now.
Yeah.
It's a matter of the devil you know is better than the devil you don't, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, that's true. But that's good. I
But
mean,
that was it. That's my ramblings for the day. I'll let you go. I'll let anybody else talk.
Trev, it's appreciated. We all appreciate your rambling. It's always good to hear your ramble, even if you are driving a large truck somewhere.
No. I'm in my car. I had to go
Oh, you're
pay a
in your
loan
car?
that was. Yeah. I had to go pay a loan that was late because Lunatics Token hasn't made me rich yet. So you know I'm living paycheck to paycheck.
Just hang on. It'll make you rich soon.
I'm waiting. All right, sir. Have a great day.
Cheers, Trev. Take care, mate. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Duncan, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Not too bad, just working. Just took a quick break.
Good for you. Breaks are important.
What's going on? Anything good? Did we
Yeah,
already
no, I
hit?
mean, well, you know, it's been sort of pretty much Trev dominated. You know, he just doesn't stop. You know what he's like. He just doesn't stop talking. Once he starts, it's difficult to turn him off. But
full energy.
Don't get me started because I will jump right back in here.
Oh, Christ!
No, that's good, Trev. That's always good to hear. I was just reading about something about another validator leaving. So
Yeah, no, this Trev just said there are these, I think, three options of, you know, so far as LUNC is concerned, and
no,
there are
this
a bunch
one's
of guys.
closing up. This one's closing their validation.
Okay.
Something about treasure.
Which one, Rich is closing?
Nah, I'm not closing any, but it's treasure or something another, isn't there?
Yeah, I just saw that as well. Yeah, what is it?
They're giving up.
I don't know. I might have missed that. I know that Jacob Kadikian, Notional, said that they're closing theirs down and they're smashing and burning all of their computers or anything that has to do with LUNC. They're going to be smashing it live. So I don't know.
Yeah. Classic treasure or something to that effect. Maverick. Yeah, that's right. Maverick, you said, right?
Well, Notional. Classic treasure. That's not Classy's Classic Crypto's validator, is it?
Might be. I'm not for sure. I'm not really a TCN, but ahead of for TCN and Classic Treasure. So
I'm not sure about that one. I don't think that's Classy's. I think Classy said something about stepping away too. I'm not sure if he's closing down his validator or what.
did they raise the price, the all nodes for that? Do you know? I heard there's something about they raised it to like $2,500 a month or something.
Oh no, I don't know. I have no idea about that. That would be crazy.
No, that would be tough, kind of tough if that was the case.
How is the Lunatics Token validator doing?
I haven't really paid attention. I'm sure it's holding its own. I'm sure they're just going to keep on gaining too. You know, people are just going to keep delegating more and more if other people are closing their validators.
TPN is Terra Classic Nigeria.
Nigeria.
What was that, Zechariah?
Terra Classic Nigeria, TCN.
Oh, okay. That's what TPN is. Our Classic Nigeria. What do they have for voting power? Does anybody know? I'm thinking that's probably one of the lower ones.
Not 100% sure on that.
Terra Classic Nigeria. I have to look that up. I'm not sure. TCN.
Is that this classic treasure or something? Sounds like a token or something. I don't know. Is that like a casino?
I have no idea.
Who knows? I really can't keep track of them all. There are so many of them that are smaller, and so many of them that you never hear from. So, because they don't really vote, and because you don't hear from them, and they're not tweeting, they're not really interacting with the community. You don't tend to really know that much about them. Which is actually maybe a little bit of a criticism that I would have for Lunatics Token Validator. And I know that they very much interact with everybody. That's not what I'm saying. But take like LUNC Development Fund, LDF, right? And that's Chrissy, who I'm pretty sure Duncan, and some other people. They're constantly, every time somebody's closing down, time somebody's having a hard time, they're all over Twitter advertising, hey, come delegate with us, come delegate with us. And they really are a really good validator. They interact constantly, like daily. They have Twitter spaces. They're always there to answer questions and to help out their delegators. They're one of the first ones to vote all the time. And I think that Lunatics Token could step it up a little bit more and do as much marketing as these guys do, because I think they're just as good a validator. We just need to get the word out to people a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, no, Trev, you're right. I mean, we this is something we're not pushing, and it is something that we need to push more, because we are a validator. This is something we strove to achieve, and we achieved it, but we haven't really pushed it. So this is something that we need to also concentrate on and get out there to the community. So that's great feedback. Cheers.
Maybe Trev can push it.
Yeah, Trev's the pusher. Trev is the
Trev can push it, but
crypto Jesus.
Trev's not going to push it if if the team is kind of like,
yeah, no, we've got to push
paying
it.
as much
Yeah,
attention to it. You know what I mean? If it's something, because I don't know how Lunatics Token as a team is feeling about the whole Terra Classic chain as it is. And I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth. I just don't know how they're feeling about it. I know that if I were in their shoes, I would be very tentative, because the chain is broken. There's so much division and arguments and this and that going on, that it's not really something that you want to jump right into. So when you're building your own thing, you kind of want to stay away from that negativity as much as possible. So I don't know if there is a mentality with the team that we're not really going to pay as much attention to this validator node, because we're not even sure which way we're going to go. But if they knew which way they were going to go and they really wanted to make the validator node strong, I would push the shit out of it. I mean, I love these guys, and I think that the validator node is one of the better ones. But I don't know which way they're going with it right now.
no, Trev, you're right. I mean, this is something we need to look at and concentrate on, because it is important. It's an important aspect of the Lunatics utilities, and it is something that we need to to push.
Yeah, I think somebody asked this question once before, and yeah, the answer was the community decides what will happen. So
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, the community does decide, but I think it's sort of fallen into the background now, and it's something which is kind of slowly being forgotten about. And so
maybe
it's important now that we need to remind people that we are validators.
yes.
So, guys, do any of you have anything you'd like to ask before I jump off? If not, we'll leave the chat open as always, so that if you want to chat amongst yourselves, please feel free to do so. But otherwise, thanks for joining. It's good to see so many of you here, and we'll catch up again tomorrow. So, have a great evening, day, morning, whatever, wherever you are, and we'll speak again tomorrow. So, cheers, guys. Thanks. Take care.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Bye-bye.